10 years ago today, terrorist attacks on America here in New York City, at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and in western Pennsylvania claimed the lives of almost 3,000 innocent people. It was an unprecedented national tragedy. Over 2,600 New Yorkers woke up that morning and went about their day, never to return home. Our city was the first hit and suffered the greatest loss of life. While September 11th was a day of enormous devastation and sadness, it was also a day of unsurpassed heroism, bravery, and solidarity as New Yorkers and people across our beautiful nation came together in the wake of these unspeakable acts. Tonight we gather on the 10th anniversary of 9/11 to honor the memory of all those who were lost in these attacks. We remember the victims, the survivors, their families, and loved ones. We salute the brave first responders who made the ultimate sacrifice to ensure that countless others would live, and we honor the members of New York City's emergency services who lost too many of their brothers and sisters in uniform that day. We also remember the heart and compassion of thousands of city employees, New Yorkers, and volunteers from across the country who worked tirelessly around the clock in the rescue and recovery effort. This extraordinary outpouring of support and love demonstrated how New Yorkers and all Americans are at their best in the most trying and difficult of times. Tuesday's Children is an organization formed in the wake of 9/11 to assist the children and families of victims and first responders. In the years since, it has expanded its mission to provide support for victims of terrorism around the globe. For 10 years, the Mets have worked closely with the families of Tuesday's Children and are very proud to welcome them to Citi Field this evening. Please direct your attention to the outfield grass where representatives of Tuesday's Children are entering with the United States flag for tonight's September 11th Remembrance Ceremony. Our colors are being presented this evening by a joint color guard consisting of 3 agencies that lost personnel in the line of duty on 9/11. The New York City Police Department, New York City Fire Department, and the Port Authority Police Department. The Honor Guard is being accompanied on the infield by bagpipers and drummers from the New York City Police Department and the Department of Sanitation. Ladies and gentlemen, encircling the field now for tonight's ceremony, please welcome our city's first responders and representatives of the agencies that participated in the rescue and recovery efforts at Ground Zero. The New York City Police Department. New York City Fire Department. Port Authority Police Department. Emergency Medical Service. New York City Office of Emergency Management. New York City Sanitation Department. New York City Department of Correction. And New York State Court officers. Ladies and gentlemen, these uniformed personnel are being escorted onto the field by members of the 2001 New York Mets: Steve Traxel, Todd Zeal, Robin Ventura, John Franco, and Mike Piazza. Also escorting our city's first responders is former New York Met Rusty Staub, who founded the New York Police and Fire Widows and Children's Benefit Fund, and whose charitable work is supporting close to 700 families that lost a parent in the line of duty, including many families of 9/11 first responders. The New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs are now joining the uniformed first responders on the foul lines, accompanied by young representatives from Tuesday's Children. At this time, we will dim the ballpark lights for a moment of remembrance. We ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and illuminate your candles as we observe a moment of silence in memory of all the lives we lost 10 years ago, in honor of their families and loved ones, and in recognition of the heroism of so many New Yorkers and caring Americans across the country in the wake of these tragic attacks. Thank you. Please remain standing. Joining us this evening to sing our national anthem, as he did at the first Mets home game following the 9/11 attacks, please welcome Grammy Award-winning recording artist and native New Yorker, Mark Anthony.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the and the home of the
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Anthony. Please direct your attention now to the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch, and welcome 2 stars from the 2001 New York Mets, who along with their teammates were dedicated in their support of our beautiful city's emergency personnel and victims' families in the wake of the 9/11 attacks. A New York City native, pitcher John Franco. And catcher Mike Piazza. John, it's your pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, John Franco and Mike Piazza.
Well, memories are what sports are made of, but the phrase never forget is much more profound than that. The emergency service personnel who ring this field. Simple and poignant ceremony. Remember those that rose to the moment on 9/11 and those who were lost. That's where the tower stood. At the base, the newly dedicated memorial. Each and every name recited today. That most American of phrases, play ball, about to resound here at Citi Field. The Mets and the Cubs on September 11th when we return.